the DP chairperson, Judith Kabemba. We do know for a fact that there are issues of wrangles in your party. I think let's start from that, really. What is your status currently in your party?
Well, let me start by correcting that statement.
Yes.
That there are wrangles in the DP.
Mm.
There are no wrangles in the DP. The DP is intact.
Yeah.
The DP is one party. The only thing that we have done as a party is to expel, number one, Mr. Harry Kalaba. Why? Because he is not a DP party president. We invited Mr. Kalaba as a presidential candidate on the 18th of November 2018 at a meeting that was held in Chilanga.
Yeah.
And after elections, according to our party constitution, he ceases to be our presidential candidate just after elections. The highest position in the DP, according to our constitution, and I think that should be Article 21 of the DP, is that of a national chairperson. So, if the constitution of a party says there is no party president in that political party, why should someone decide to rape the constitution of a party? If we have leaders that cannot respect a party constitution, how much more if Zambians make a mistake to elect them as presidents? Will the constitution of Zambia be safe? And therefore, Mr. Harry Kalaba is not a party president because our constitution has no position of a party president. It is in that respect that we expelled him. It is in that respect that we took him to court, because when the constitution was clear before him that he needed to step aside, he still wanted to hold on. Where we have come to report Mr. Harry Kalaba for a case of perjury. Now, the nation may wish to know that a case of perjury is a case where somebody lies before court in a matter that is before court. So, as DP, we have taken Mr. Kalaba into court, where the court is yet to determine whether Mr. Kalaba is the president of the DP or not, because our constitution has no provision for a party president. And we had simply invited Mr. Kalaba to come and contest as our presidential candidate. Now, after that, Mr. Kalaba has been holding on to power. So we took him to court, and in the submissions that he made through his lawyers to the High Court, he lied blatantly about the constitution of our party being amended and adopted. In his statement, he has lied that our constitution was amended and adopted at a meeting that was held at Amaka Lodge on the 25th September 2021. But the fact remains that in that meeting, the Constitution was never amended nor adopted, and further, our Constitution as DP is not amended at a meeting. It is amended at a general conference with 2/3 majority supporting the amendments. So following the lies that Mr. Kalaba has lied on oath, I must mention to the nation that he has lied on oath. We have reported him for a case of perjury.
Distinguished guests, may I simply say, ladies and gentlemen, before I go ahead to maybe go through the statement that I'm about to give to you, we have made some changes as a party in the hope to enhance our operations, in the hope to prepare ourselves adequately for the elections that will be coming in 2026. So we'll be talking less and you'll be seeing more of action from our end as a party. For today, I would just want to announce that we have brought in Honorable Chabi Jewis. We brought him in the Democratic National Committee of our party, and at the same time we have Madam Muntambu. I want to thank you sincerely on behalf of the party. I want to acknowledge the ingenuity you applied in carrying us into the elections. As a new party, you managed to make us come out third. I think that is not a mean achievement. And so all of us remove our hats for you and we wish you well in the higher office of Deputy National Chairperson of our party. It will require you to harmonize the whole country, make sure that even the Secretariat itself is in check so that we achieve the aspirations of the people. Where is Honorable Chabi? Honorable Chabi, maybe do people know you? So this is Honorable Chabi, our new National Secretary. Are you moving? I want to see you. Thank you very much, Honorable.
And we are here to tell you that things are never the same. Our political party, the DP that we knew, is no longer the way it is. It has been sold to the Patriotic Front, who the Zambians refused. So we are here to tell the nation that as Democratic Party, we've refused to be soiled. So, this is Mr. Evans Chilambwe, is also one of the owners of the party. This is Madam.
Don't even listen to whatever he says. These are lies.
Yeah. No, it's the fracas you want. Cause it. You don't know. Cause it. Cause it. Cause it. Yeah. So there is a speech.
Harry Kalava for acting outside the party's constitution and for bringing Patriotic Front members into the party. According to Ms. Kabemba, her and Mr. Justin Konge are the registered office bearer of the party and not Mr. Kalava, hence the decision to fire him.
Also, that he is not a registered office bearer of the Democratic Party. I think I must say that cohabiting is not marriage, isn't it, colleagues?
In Zambian law,
In Zambian law, no matter how long you cohabit with a person, it cannot be translated into marriage. So the DP and Mr. Kalava were simply cohabiting, and we call it quit. Also advise that Mr. Kalava is hereby expelled from entering the Democratic Party Secretariat henceforth.
She adds that Mr. Kalava has been appointing members of the former ruling party, the Patriotic Front, into high party positions, which she says will not be allowed.
Because how on earth can a person bring criminals who the people of Zambia rejected into the party and you appoint them against the constitution of the party to the highest body? Isn't that sabotage?
With regards to the future of the DP party, Mr. Nkonge had this to say.
Beginning from now going onwards, Madam Judith Kabemba will act as the national chairman of the Democratic Party, and I will, as Justin Nkonge, will act as the Secretary General and the National Treasurer of the Democratic Party, and I'll be deputized by Evans Chilambwe.
And Mr. Nkonge has charged that Mr. Kalava has been receiving monies from international donors, which only he knows how he's been spending it.
Mr. Kalava has been receiving money from donors without accounting to anyone. He is the only one who has been receiving money from the party that we've suffered for, and is the one who has been deciding. We don't know where he gets the money. He knows alone. He's the one who receives. And in fact, part of the issues are that we are also disciplining him for financial indiscipline.
Meanwhile, Deputy National Party Secretary Precious Silungwe says she will not respond to the sentiments made by Ms. Kabemba and Mr. Nkonge, but that in due course a response will be provided.
We would like to inform the party membership and general public that the leadership, through an emergency meeting that was convened to address the DRO's issue of insubordination, has today, 19th October 2021, resolved to place Ms. Kabemba and Mr. Nkonge on suspension pending a disciplinary hearing.
Meanwhile, Mr. Kalava has not responded to the expulsion, but information reaching the media is that he will hold a press briefing Tuesday to give his position. Prudence Chota, reporting for Kame TV News. A day after Democratic Party President Harry Kalava was expelled from the party by the party's Vice President Judith Kabemba and two others for trying to supplant the Democratic Party and the Patriotic Front, Mr. Kalava has hinted back and says the act by the three party members is nothing but a temporary setback that will not distract him from pursuing his goals. He says the party's national committee has maintained that he will continue to hold the party president position until the party gets into office.
When we began the race for presidency, we didn't start to end tomorrow. I was telling you the other day that if I don't win the elections, or if we don't win as a party in 2026, in the unlikely event we don't win, that will not be the end of the journey. We'll continue to 2031. If we don't win in 2031, we'll continue to 2036. If we don't win in 2036, we'll continue 2041 until the Lord decides.
He adds that he will not hesitate to part company with any surrogate who has been paid to bring him down, regardless of how close they are.
I carry the cross with no reservations. I left the PF because of corruption and indiscipline. And even as you have today said, you have still reaffirmed my being president of the DP. I can still tell you that indiscipline will not be part of me. And even if you think you are my best friend, you might think you are close to me, if it is indiscipline, we'll part company. No indisciplined soldier wins a war.
And Party National Secretary Jarvis Charlie says the committee has decided to suspend the 3 party members and that action will be taken in due course. He says there is nothing wrong with President Kalaba appointing members to the committee, as it is his party's constitutional right, and says embracing new members is the only way to grow the party.
Madam Judith Kabemba has been a vice president for only 6 months, if not less. Only 5 months. Who appointed him? It is the same President Kalaba who appointed Judith Kabemba early in May to be the vice president of the party and eventually the running mate. Why didn't she question that who? Why didn't she want to find out who President Kalaba consulted for her to be appointed as the vice president? We know we are doing some investigations, Mr. Chira, and at the right time. The game has just started. I can assure you, at the right time when we get to the bottom of this, we will be able to disclose the payment. These are politics. We will disclose them. Those that want the DP to be destroyed.
The Camnet TV crew will continue to monitor how activities will unfold. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Confusion and infighting has again engulfed the Democratic Party, DP.
Why has he run away? Ali Kalaba is a masquerader. That chap has never been president and you will never be president of DP. He can't avoid nobody. I was telling him.
On Thursday, 30th June 2022, function leader Hali Kalaba went to Lusaka's Woodlands Police to report the other function leader Judith Kabemba on allegations of hate speech.
I was here to just report a case of hate speech, which hate speech I got to hear from a radio program that was conducted yesterday, where it was alleged that I had uttered certain remarks against the Tonga-speaking people of this country. And so I came to tell the police that you don't just allege, he who alleges must prove. So if I spoke like that, I came to challenge the police to arrest me, because hate speech in this country is an offense. So if they don't arrest me, then it means the one who was speaking yesterday was the one who was propagating and insinuating hate speech and must be also arrested.
Immediately, Kalaba was done addressing journalists, Ms. Kabemba and Justin Konge, who is also in the DP function group led by Kabemba, arrived.
He's a masquerader.
It's not about the masquerader.
He's a masquerader. He has never been president of DP, and we will continue. We will not rest. We will continue, and we will continue talking now.
The duo then proceeded also to report Mr. Kalaba on allegations of hate speech and state sabotage.
We are here and we have reported Mr. Kalaba. Firstly, Mr. Kalaba uttered words against President Hakainde Hichilema and against the Tonga people. Mr. Kalaba said there was no way Zambia would be ruled by a Tonga, because Tongas are selfish people, they are greedy people, and they are people that only care for themselves. It was for that reason that Mr. Kalaba vehemently refused the DP to go into an alliance with the UPND, and decided that he would go into an alliance with the PF. Secondly, we came to report Mr. Kalaba for inciting political violence. Lastly, in that meeting, Mr. Kalaba was making plans on how to sabotage the government of the day by causing riots, by causing protests, by causing all sorts of problems to make it ungovernable for the current government and President Hakainde Hichilema.
So we came here to report him, and this was our intention. So when we reached here, we found that there is DP, and we know we are DP. Which DP is here? Because we arranged and prepared that the following day, which is today, we are going to report Hari Kalaba for hate speech. And we are reporting him for the sentiments that he has been making against the Tonga people and especially President Hakainde Hichilema. Because he was saying there is no way we can allow Hakainde Hichilema to be president of Zambia because he's Tonga. And we kept on telling him, because where you see me, my wife is Tonga.
Both hate speech and sabotage are serious offenses under the laws of Zambia. Blessings. Mkendewa reporting, Crown TV News, Lusaka.
Criminals to take over the DP directly and indirectly. The Zambian people will soon be in wrong hands, because when they look at him, they will look at him as a saint. Who would believe that Mr. Kalaba would go into bed with the same PF that he was calling vomit?
Let's go. To begin with, I'm very, very disappointed that you can have a situation where you invite somebody to be a president so that you win an election, whether hook or crook. I'm so disappointed that now we are agreeing that Mr. Kalaba was about to be fired. Were you aware when you were inviting him that when he resigned from Foreign Affairs, there were celebrations there because people were happy? And since you are agreeing, you would rather invite somebody to be your president for you just to win an election. Easy as I've always said, me have no respect for political prostitutes. And I can give kudos to Mr. Hakainde Hichilema because he has never belonged to any political party. And when people say Mr. Sata was in UNIP, he was in NMD, I give him credit because finally he formed his own political party. And this is a warning to you, PNG, to stick to the people they have struggled with as they are in government. Not to send muye.
President Kalaba, Manichimikaba na mayo. Shatala umfwa wa President Kalaba balela nkati. Imwe ngana mayo mwambi okula tukaba shitata. Bantu bashitata emitwe yanganda. Nina mayo nshi. Uyomi nina. Pachuru kula tukaba shitata. Na mayo wakundwa. Na mayo waombela. Emi nine atukoli president. Pamayo mune tusebanya. Pamayo mwatuletere nsoni nga banama.
Wembu wawe iwe wabutuka kubupatiri uko wakubupatiri wafiro kuyashipikisha ole chitobule kubupatiri wayamkulafu ayama sisters ngana balala ule ole pitapa window ole bafua tule bafula makaputula ero wambye kula leto bule bobe kuline. Wembu wawe kolokombwa iwe walitumpa sana ule lumbula nationally andi mufia bupuba iwe mwana wambwa iwe swine iwe. Why are you mentioning my name? You think because I don't talk, you think because I keep quiet, then you should be busy doing stupidity and idiot. Chintu elofon deko watati ngoli mwaume isatukuma ne pachibansapa. And I'm telling you Chintu epo nkakukumanisha asye ukaponoka nkakuponona wamberesha sana hivi. Hata se who are you? Do you even know where DP is coming from? Do you know what we have lost in DP? Do you know what we have done for DP? Were you there? Were you there when we started DP? Were you there when we were doing things for DP? Were you there when we were sleeping outside, when we were sleeping in the bush? Were you there? Wafuma fioko wafumine kupati uko wabutuka Anderson Banda wisa kungukula lete siya bupuwo chikala chove kuya mkutuchita initiate muli satanism. Were you there kukanzuko kuchalala kuya mkupoka fi salt and fi honey? Were you there? Were you there when he brought witches in this country during elections? Do you even know what happened? Do you know what happened? Don't even provoke me. Don't. If you finefe na kueva ukaponoka chintu ule ichindika kwembua we kairiwe mwana wa mbua iwe wirambika mfia bupuba. Why are you mentioning my name mfia bupuba? Your fellow men are busy making money for their families. You all ife bizo ulepepe shaki akachintu akabula okulondoloka wembwawe kairiwe mwana wa mbwawe. Why are you including me mufia bupuba? Why are you mentioning my name mufia bupuba? Why are you mentioning my name mufia bupuba? You abana kashama video bwamba kumacha nishiwonsofo bachita chikala chove chintu nwawina okutumwa mwela chikala chakwe wembwawe
ukebe na kasura kanobe ukebe na kasura kanobe.
I have made a decision to resign my position as president of the Democratic Party and indeed from the Democratic Party itself. A party that I have over the past 5 years helped to build, having lifted it from a dormant state to participating in the 2021 general elections and fielding candidates across all the 10 constituencies. Subsequent to my resignation from the DP, we are now proceeding to launching an application for the formation of another party. And I'll do it myself. I'm not going to be part of this time. I'll do it myself. So that you don't say no, I will do it myself.
We have seen news going around that Mr. Kalaba has resigned from the DP, and we want to set record straight that Mr. Kalaba has never been DP party president, because we have stated time and again, and it is a fact that the DP constitution has no position of a party president, and therefore you cannot resign from a position which does not exist in a party hierarchy and a position you have never held. So that resignation is nothing but hypocrisy. And we told the nation last week that typical of Mr. Kalaba, he has seen that the court's process and everything that he has submitted to the court is nothing but lies, and he wanted to pour a fast one to resign. And true to our word, today it has happened. So for us, it's actually vindication, because when we told people that this guy is an imposter, when we told the nation that this guy is a masquerader, people didn't believe, they thought we were lying. But today, thank God that we have been vindicated. Secondly, let me say warning to Precious Ntambu. We have seen her masquerading that she's National Secretary of the DP. Now we want her to know that we are aware about the forgery that happened at the Registrar of Societies, the documents that were forged, and those documents have been subjected to forensic expert audit, and they have proved that they are fake documents. And so Precious Ntambu should watch her days, because if she continues also with the machinations that they're trying to put up with Harry Kalaba, she will end up rotting in jail. And thirdly, let me tell Mr. Harry Kalaba that we know that he is in possession of a number of party properties. The DP constitution states that whatever is donated to the party becomes property of the party. And so he needs to surrender to Mr. Evans Chilambo, the Secretary General of the party, the legitimate and democratically elected Secretary General of the party. Mr. Kalaba should surrender all the party properties in his possession, because failure to that will be opening another page. And we want to tell the nation that we'll be having a press briefing on Wednesday, and we will give more detail. But for now, for us, it's a joyous day. We are celebrating because we have finally been vindicated.